Hi, my name is Victoria Zechman, and welcome back to School Night. I am your child's sixth grade math teacher. A little bit about myself. This is my fourth year teaching and my second year at Sayreville. I absolutely love it here, and I have my certifications in elementary school, middle school math and science, special ed, and I'm currently working towards my master's in special ed as well. Our schedule. So your child attends my class for homeroom first period and second period. So they attend my class from 8:15 to 9:23 during the virtual online half-day schedule. Some classroom expectations I hold students to and myself. That we're goal-oriented, we're respectful to one another, we're engaged and actively participating in class, we are held accountable for our actions, and we're thoughtful. Some consequences. So choosing not to follow the rules will result in verbal warnings, then a conference with the student, then I'll contact the parent, teacher detention, and then a write-up. Classroom procedures. So every day during class, students will either come in or log into their virtual classroom and they'll complete their do now. Then we'll review the homework from the previous night so students can ask questions or we can go over problems together. Then we'll do some class-guided notes with a lot of examples. We work together, and then I have them work on problems by themselves. We'll complete some student practice problems, so that might be a worksheet, an activity, centers, games, etc. Centers I like to use often. I have 4 stations normally, and each group of students will rotate to each center. They're normally about 10-minute centers. Online, we've been doing 20-minute centers, and we've only been doing 2. And a closure, so that could include a recap discussion or an exit ticket. An exit ticket just gives me an idea of how students are doing with the lesson, and it's normally anywhere between 1 to 3 problems. Some recommended supplies that I have for students from my class. A binder with lined paper or a 3-subject notebook. A folder, especially when we're in class. I do like to have a lot of handouts and cheat sheets, so a folder is really great to help students stay organized. An agenda pad to write down homework, test dates, quiz dates, and project dates. And pencils, lots and lots of pencils. So the grading policy is as follows for all middle school math classes. It's tests and projects, which is 40% of their grade. I aim to have at least 2 tests a marking period, and every marking period, students will have 1 project. Quizzes are 25%. Math applications or classwork grades are 15%. Homework is 5%, which is updated weekly on Fridays. And quarterly assessment, which is 15%, all totaling 100%. I do not accept late homework, and this does not apply to absences. So absent work. Students will find the day they are absent on the Google Classroom and complete that work. They will receive a private message from me on the Google Classroom stating what work they have missed. It is the student's responsibility to read it over and turn in any assigned work that they missed following their absence, and any non-submitted work will result in a 0. When we return back to school, I have an absent folder, so whenever students are absent, I gather their work for them. It is their job to make sure they grab the work and complete it and hand it in. My absentee policy is if they're absent 1 day, they get 1 day to make it up. If they're absent 3 days, they get 3 days to make it up. If they're absent the day of a quiz, they knew about the quiz, I'm asking them to complete the quiz that day that they return. If they're absent the day before the quiz, which is a review day, students will have the option to either review and complete the study guide or take the test if they're ready. Missing assignments. So when we're in class, if a student does not have a homework assignment on a given date, they'll fill out a pink slip that looks like that. After accumulating 5 pink slips, I will call home and let you know. For virtual instruction, if students miss assignments on Google Classroom, if they miss more in 1 week, I will contact home. Our textbook for this year is brand new. It's the Envisions Math. I believe fifth grade used it last year. So students will eventually have online access as well. We have not been granted this yet, but as soon as we do get that, I will make sure that students get their login information, and I will send out an email stating that online access is now granted. Our curriculum includes the following: the number system, expressions and equations, ratios and proportional relationships, geometry, and statistics and probability. Remind is a really cool app that I have that I like to use to relay important dates and information to parents and students. Students are more than welcome to join as well. To join, you text at Zekman6 to that number 81010. And I like to send the homework through Remind nightly, and I also send reminders about tests, quizzes, and project dates. Some additional information. We will have office hours every day from 1:45 to 2:45. That is my link right there. So students can either click on the link in the welcome letter, or the link is also posted on the Google Classroom. They can join for 5 minutes. They can join for a half hour. They can just join to come and say hi. The office hours is a great way for students to join and work one-on-one with me and get some that additional help, go over some homework problems, or if they were confused on a problem or an assignment in class, I'm there to work with them. I highly recommend students join office hours, take advantage of it. It's a great time to work one-on-one, whereas we really don't get that time any other time, especially in our virtual instruction class time. Some other information: during assessment days, if students do not finish a quiz or test during the class time, I'm asking students to come and join my office hours. That way I am there to help them if they need help, and then I can let them know that I did or did not receive their quiz after they hit submit in case of some connection issues for technology. We will be using a program called MobiMax. It is a program that we use in the middle school to help fill gaps for students. So students have been working on a placement test, and it identifies their grade level that they're at in their math skills, and it targets what areas they need the most help in and support in. So that program we will be using in class, and I highly recommend that students use it outside of class as well. We will also be getting IXL. IXL, we have not received our registration yet, but as soon as we do, I will send out the passwords and usernames for IXL. I highly recommend that students work on IXL outside the class as well as inside the class. And in the Envision textbook, also we'll have online assignments. Again, we have not received that information quite yet, but once we do, students will be notified and they will have some assignments on the online textbook. So if students ever misplace their textbook, they can also access it through the online portion of the textbook. Some important dates: quarter one progress reports go out on 10/6. Report cards go out November 19th. This is my contact information: victoria.zekman@sayrevillek12.net, or you can Google message or private message me on Google Classroom on your child's account. Please email me if you have any questions or concerns. I check my emails pretty much a lot after school hours, but if you do email me after school hours, please give me some time. I do check my email first thing in the morning as well. Real quick, one last thing I would like to go over is the Google Classroom. All the Google Classroom assignments for virtual learning are on there. You'll see tabs. If you haven't been on there yet, all of the classwork is dated per day and it's grouped by the week. So if you look at the Google Classroom, this is what it looks like when you log in, or when you click on my page. The link for Google Meet for our class is right here. And then the classwork is located under the classwork tab. It is broken down into weeks. And this week like today is Monday the 21st. It will be right here, and then all the work will be there. As far as last week, if I click on Thursday, September 17th, I will tell the agenda. Their homework will be listed there, and any important information will also be listed under the homework, and then all their attachments or classwork will be there for them. All right. Well, thank you for attending my Google virtual back to school night. And remember, if you have any questions or concerns, please contact me. Thank you guys and have a great night.